Hello friends, welcome to Sri Swaminarayan Physiotherapy College Ahmedabad YouTube channel. Myself Dr. Idrish Contractor. Today I am going to discuss about measurement of lumbar spine range of motion. Before I start with my presentation, I would like to request all the viewers to like our videos, share it to the physio friends and colleagues and subscribe our channel so that you can get notification of all our upcoming videos. So let's start with the presentation, measurement of the lumbar spine range of motion. Now, the lumbar spine is linked with the thoracic spine proximally and sacrum distally. There are 5 lumbar vertebrae which are named as L1, L2, L3, L4 and the L5 vertebra. The movements of the lumbar spine are flexion extension, side flexion, right side and the left side, and the rotation, that is again right side and the left side. So there are total 6 freedom of movements of the lumbar spine. When you bend forward, that is termed as flexion. When you bend backwards, that is called the extension. And when you move and bend on your side, so that is called the side flexion. And when you turn back, so that is called the rotations. Now, the normal range of motion of the lumbar spine as per the American Medical Association, the flexion is 0 to 60 degrees. Extension is 0 to 25 degrees. Lateral flexion, again it is 0 to 25 degrees. Rotation is 0 to 30 degrees. Now, when we compare the functional range of motion of 3 activities, that is sit to stand, putting on socks and picking up a small object from the floor, the lumbar spine flexion for the sit to stand requires around 35 degree of movement, whereas putting on socks it requires 56 degrees of the lumbar spine flexion. So that is around 75 to 80% of the lumbar spine movement, and picking up a small object from the floor requires 60 degree of lumbar flexion, that is almost 100% of the lumbar spine movement. Now, as we can see in this picture, when a person is bending forward, so in the first picture you can see that the lumbar spine flexion is 60 degrees. Now, when the person is bending ahead and going towards the floor, so there would be a combination of movement of the lumbar spine flexion as well as there would be flexion of the thoracic spine. Then in the third picture you can see the person is able to bend further with the help of lumbar spine flexion as well as thoracic spine, and there is a movement of the hip and the pelvis. And in the last picture, as you can see that the person is able to touch the knees with the head, so that requires the movement of the overall spine, thoracic as well as lumbar spine, hip and pelvis. So there is a combination of movement. Okay, but the normal range of lumbar spine flexion is 0 to 60 degree. So a person can reach to the touch to the floor or touch the head to the knees because of the combination of movements. Now these are some of the conditions in which a physiotherapist should measure the lumbar spine range of motion. So these conditions can limit the range of motion. So these conditions are degenerative disc disease, herniated intervertebral disc, fracture and or dislocations, ankylosing spondylitis, spinal stenosis, spondylolisthesis, spondylolysis and spondylosis. So these are some of the conditions which leads to low back pain. So whenever you are doing an assessment of the low back pain, it is very important to assess the range of motion of the lumbar spine. Now we move on to the techniques of measurements. In clinical practices, the tape method is one of the simplest, easy and the least expensive method of measuring the range of motion. The second method is the goniometer. So you can also measure the lumbar spine range of motion of the with the help of the goniometer. Third technique is like you can also measure with the help of inclinometer. But today in this presentation I am going to discuss about the most easy, convenient and most reliable method for measuring the range of motion. So first we'll discuss about the how to measure the flexion. So there is a method which is known as modified Skober test, and it can be measured with the help of a measure tape. So in this method, the first we have to put a mark over the PSIs, as you can see in the first picture. So you have to put a first mark over the PSIs, and that is over the dimple of Venus on the patient. Now the second mark is placed 15 centimeter above the first mark. Okay, and the patient is in the standing position with a neutral spine. In this position, the patient is asked to bend forward as much as possible with keeping the knees straight. And again, a measurement is taken from the PSIS to the first 15 centimeter above mark. So there would be a distraction of the skin which leads to a change in the measurements. So the normal distraction should be around 6 to 7 centimeters. If the distraction, or if the measurement, the difference of measurements is less than 6 centimeter, that is considered to be a limited range of motion of the lumbar flexion. So this method is known as modified Skauber test, and that we can measure it with the help of a measure tape. Next method that we can measure the lumbar flexion is called the fingertip to floor method. Now what we have to do is, the technique requires the patient should stand straight with a neutral spine, and then the patient is asked to bend as much as possible, and the distance between the tip of the middle finger to the floor is measured. Normally a patient should be able to touch the floor, but up to 7 centimeter a distance between the tip of the middle finger and floor is considered to be normal. More than 7 centimeters distance is considered to be a limited range of motion for the lumbar flexion. Now extension. So how we are going to measure the extension? So again we are going to measure with the help of a modified Skauber test. In this, the patient would be in the standing position with the spine in neutral position. One mark is placed over the PSIs, and the second mark is placed 15 centimeter above the first mark, and then the patient is asked to bend backwards. Okay, so there would be approximation of the skin. Okay, so now the distance will reduce, so that distance is measured from the initial and the final reading. So normal compression of the skin is 1.6 centimeter, but if it is less than 1 centimeter, then we can say that there is a restriction of the, or limitation of the, lumbar spine extension. Now lateral flexion. So how we can measure the lateral flexion with the help of measure tape? So there are two methods. One is fingertip to thigh method, and second is fingertip to floor method. So first I will describe about the fingertip to thigh method. So in this, the patient would be in this standing position, and as seen in the first figure, first mark is placed over the tip of the middle finger, and then the patient is asked to bend on this side, and again a second mark is placed at the end of the movement, and the distance between the two marks is considered to be the range of the lateral flexion. The normal range is around 21 centimeters, but if it is less than 10 centimeters, then we can say that there is a restriction of the lateral flexion. Another method is fingertip to floor method. So in this, the patient would be in the standing position, and as seen in the figure, the distance from the standing erect to the lateral flexion is measured from the fingertip of the middle finger and to the floor. Okay, so the distance between the standing erect and lateral flexion is measured. A difference of reading is considered to be the amount of lateral flexion on that side. The normal distance is 15.9 to 16.9 centimeter, but if it is again less than 10 centimeter, then we can consider it as a restriction or limitation of the lateral flexion. We can also measure with the help of goniometer. Okay, so in the goniometer method, so what we have to do is, we have to place the fulcrum over the S1 spinous process. The stable arm will be perpendicular to the floor, that is vertical, and the movable arm will be placed in reference to the C7 spinous process, and then the patient is asked to bend laterally, and the angle of the degree of movement is measured. Normal range of motion of the lateral flexion with the help of goniometer is 0 to 25 degrees. Now we are going to measure the rotation. So there is a method with the help of measure tape. So in this method, the measure tape is placed over the tip of the acromion and it is passed from the back to the opposite side of the greater trochanter of the femur. Now the patient is asked to rotate. So the distance from the first reading to the end of the movement reading is taken, and the difference of reading is considered to be the degree of rotation. So we have to compare it on the both the side, right side and the left side. Again, with the help of goniometer, we can also measure the rotation. So in this technique, the fulcrum is placed over the top of that is the center of the head. The stable arm is placed parallel to the ASIS, and the movable arm is placed in the reference of the acromion process. Now the patient is in the sitting position, and then the patient is asked to rotate from the neutral spine and ask the patient to rotate as much as possible, and the movable arm is moving in the reference to the acromion. So the normal range is 0 to 30 degrees. So this is how we can measure the lumbar spine flexion, extension, side flexion and the rotation. So this is going to help all the physios, those who are assessing the patients of low back pain. Many of time we are not putting a focus on the measurements of the lumbar spine range of motion. So this video will help you and will guide you to select the techniques and to measure the lumbar range of motion. So this is all my references. Thank you all for watching this video, and do like this video and share it as much as possible so that we can keep updating ourselves. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.